Erika taught me is now a consumer reflex. What made people trust a creator over the companies themselves?
I think for me, the way I first went viral was I was almost exposing what companies had been hiding from consumers. So one of the things I do as a lawyer is I like reading the fine print. So I started reading the fine print of all of the airlines and all of these different companies and exposing to consumers what rights they were actually entitled to. And because of that, it made it very clear to the viewer that I'm on your side. I'm not with the companies. I actually want to show you how to get the most out of the fine print that companies usually try to bury so that you don't find it.
Do you remember the fine print? There's 360 pages in the font of 5, and you have to look. Thank you for doing this, by the way, because we just agree because it's the easiest thing. Justine, you've reached tech. You reviewed tech for almost 20 years. All of them went through Justine. How do you protect the trust when the line between content and commerce gets thinner and thinner and thinner every day?
Well, something that's interesting is, a lot of us have built trust with our audiences. And so things that we're showing them and brands that are partnering with us, it's our responsibility to make sure that they are really good products before we are, sharing our thoughts with our audience. But something that I found was interesting is UGC content. There's a lot of content creators now that are just making this user-generated look to make it look like they're a trusted content creator, and brands are now buying that and running those as ads. So I have fallen for a lot of them because they're usually not that bad of products, but on like TikTok Shop, when you're scrolling, you just see these people who look like just a trusted creator, and then you go to their profile and all they're doing is making ads over and over again. So I think now there's kind of this fine line that you kind of need to look into what you're purchasing. But I've bought so much stuff off of TikTok Shop, like I don't care if it's trusted. I'm like, I need this light up pillow for my bedroom or something. It's crazy because it is very, very effective.
But do you still want to protect that trust despite everything and all the deals that...
I think when it comes down to making huge purchases, absolutely, and especially in the tech space, because these things that I'm selling or showcasing are not, like a $15 little trinket. These are like thousands and thousands of dollars. So it's a lot of money that people will be spending. And if it's something that you have told them that is great and then they find out it's trash, they're going to be upset. I would be too.
True. Orkun, 200 plus brand deals through Ork Digital. What makes a creator brand partnership credible, and what kills the trust? It's very important because if you are here for 20 years, if you have 12 million followers, if you are doing amazingly in Turkey, that means the word is trust. How can you make it?
The trust is something really hard to earn from your audience, but it's really easy to lose it overnight. So just like my colleagues here, Erika and Justine said, it's really important for us to maintain the trust that we gained over the years, like spending our lives to get that trust from audience. We need to match with good brands, and we need to make brand deals with only brands that we use their product and we love. So it might be a good idea for a short-term vision creator to make a brand deal that will make huge amount of money, but he will lose the trust. So we need to make the advertisements of the products that we love, we use in our daily lives, and the trust is something really important for all.
Since this morning, with the previous session, the question is always, you started doing something that you like, and somehow, not with magic, with a lot of work, you turn it into business. Erika, you took 99% cut of your salary because you left your job actually, and you created this content and you made it into business. When was the trigger that this is what I want to do? How did you know that it will succeed?
I don't think for social media you can know that it can succeed, but I think you can control your input. You cannot control how many views you get or how many followers you can get, but you can control the amount of effort you put into it. So for me, when I started on social media, I started on YouTube, and my goal was that no matter what, even if it's just my mom watching the video, I would create one video per week for 52 weeks, and then make an assessment of whether I wanted to continue or not.
Okay.
So I was fortunate that within those 52 weeks, within that first year, I was able to gain a following on YouTube, but
You started with one a week.
one a week is what I did.
But they always say now, so algorithm changed. Would you say the same for today's viewers or participant?
Well, I think for short form, it's a little different. For short form, maybe like 3 to 5 a week is the sweet spot for if you're starting new. But for YouTube, where it does take a lot of time, as they both know, to create a really high quality long form video, I think one a week and having a high quality video one per week on YouTube is better than having low quality videos on YouTube.
So my question, because you turned into business, did you know? If you didn't know, so you take a risk. So what was the other plan? The other scenario would go back to law.
So I still practice as a lawyer, but my reason I quit was to start a legal company. And so I started that, and on the side, I wanted to do something with an impact.
Okay.
So that was social media. Eventually, it came to a place where it seemed like I could have a bigger impact with social media, so I turned more of my attention there. But
Interesting.
for those of people who are considering doing social media, I think the best thing to do is start while you still have the stability of your full-time income, and do it on weekends and evenings, and wait till it's at a place where it's sustainable before you go all into it. Which I didn't do that, but
Which is funny because we always give that advice, but a lot of the most successful YouTubers and content creators, we don't take that advice and we just quit and just went. So that wasn't smart, but it is a different landscape now where you really do have to go all in, and it is a lot of investment. So being able to have sort of that cushion, because if it does fail, you do have that backup. But on the flip side, if you already quit and you burned all your bridges, you have to make this work. So, I think it's that fine line between what do I want to do and do I think that I can bet on myself and make this happen.
That's honestly true. There's when you quit and go full-time into content creation, there's a hunger to succeed that you wouldn't have if you still had your cushy
Comfort zone and your cushion, comfort salary coming to your bank every month. Yes.
Well, and plus you have, especially from a traditional field, I came as a lawyer. All of these other lawyers were laughing at me and telling me it was the stupidest thing to do.
Really?
And so there was that extra hunger of I gotta prove these guys wrong.
Definitely. And you did.
I don't know, but
Yes, you did.
I think you did.
I think that you did. Justine, you launched the Creator Guild of America.
So I didn't launch it. This is actually an initiative that was started to protect creators.
Wow.
So it's really interesting because it's still sort of in its infancy. So it's not necessarily like a union. So we just are kind of collectively bringing together top people in the industry and trying to set a precedence of, look, here's one of the big things that they did was they created a rider that has basically a legal document that any creators who are part of the guild have access to, so they can then use that for their brand deals. So it's basically like a protection for creators when, this is something that would have been so amazing back when we all first started. But now that it is here, I think that's something that, we're here at this government summit, that things like this need to be in place to protect creators.
What does it say about the industry of content creator when you needed this union or this guild for you, for all your peers? What does it say?
I mean, I think the biggest thing is legitimacy. And also, a lot of content creators have people who are working with them, and a lot of times they aren't getting credit. So that's also something that we want to have, is basically sort of a system where, my producer, my shooter, my editor, if they worked on a project with me, they can then get credit for it as well. So they have something to show for their work behind the scenes of what they're doing for creators.
Orkun, YouTube video to production company to startup investor. How did you make it? Was it easy? What are the challenges? Because when I say it in one sentence, it looks very simple. I don't know if it looks simple as it is in real life.
Yeah, I started as a YouTuber, then I was working with a lot of brands, and those brands needed like a social media management company who knows the YouTube really good and social media really good, so they can have the same path that I do to build their brands on social media. So I started to give advisory and production services to them. Later, I was working with a lot of brands. I worked with maybe over 500 brands since the beginning, and this year only I had 66 brand deals in total. So some of the brands were startups, and instead of taking their money, I wanted to take shares from them if I believe in their dreams and visions. So it turned out to be huge for me and for them. And I don't know if you guys are doing same kind of deals, but it's like way better than working with a brand than helping a startup to do to achieve their goals and dreams.
Yeah, no, I think that's super powerful because you're getting in at the ground floor and you're now kind of a part of the company. So not only are you incentivized above and beyond just posting those deliverables of here's your tweet, here's your Instagram post, here's your YouTube video, you really are there for these companies and you're giving them feedback and kind of being a part of it. And I think that obviously will help everyone in the long run.
So I love this. So because Orkun, that means you have like a second nature in digital and second nature as well, and in business. So you have both. From where did you inherit this?
Also, I forgot to mention that I have a hot sauce company.
Yeah.
I was doing a lot of challenge videos back then, and the loser got to eat the world's hottest sauce. Was the deal. So this went viral and huge. I started working with the biggest hot sauce brands in the world, and the sales were so good that I started my own hot sauce brand.
Really?
And it's going amazing right now.
Congratulations, that is amazing. So here is, because you are creating with all your peers, other who are not here as well, a new model of employment. Erika, you're the money expert, and here besides you are a law expert as well. What does the creator economy still get wrong about what it actually takes to make this career? What do I get wrong if I have only 20,000 followers and I cannot make it, any one of us of course, I cannot make it into business?
I think one of the important things as a creator is to diversify your income streams very early on. I think most people know YouTube AdSense as one of the most common ones you can make money, but there are so many other ways as a creator that you can make money. In fact, some of the creators that I've met have 20,000 followers but are making $1 million from social media. And it's all about figuring out, okay, what aligns with the audience? Is it maybe affiliate marketing that you can do? If there's a product that works really well with your audience, start to get a percentage of commission by promoting that company. So I think the thing that people get wrong is like only thinking that brand deals and AdSense are the only ways that you can make money as a creator. I feel like you should diversify very early on and try to branch out. I think probably as a creator I have 10 different income streams now.
2 decades, Justine, that means is sustainability. What does it look sustainability for a creator, and how can we maintain that, not me, but how the creator can maintain that without a burnout?
Oh, I've burned out at least 45 times. Absolutely. And I think it's interesting because I feel like for me, I kind of know after all this time, like when that burnout is happening. And I've never, I do talk about burnout, but I've never said I'm taking a break. I've never made that distinction. I just kind of just go away. Or I have some content that's evergreen that I can post so no one knows.
You learn to deal with the burnouts, right?
Yeah.
Everybody
How?
has burnouts, but we can deal with it.
I mean, I play a lot of video games when I'm burnt out, and I also do jujitsu, which lets me take out some
Oh, jujitsu.
Yes. So, I think it's finding these things that are complete opposite of what we're doing on a daily basis. So for me, jujitsu completely takes me out of my element. And when you're on the mat, no one cares how many followers you have. You're just there to learn.
Yeah.
And, I think having these creators find these other passions that are something that you don't post about or you don't talk about is super important. But yeah, burnout definitely happens. And I think just having extra content to post when I'm not having a good day or, when you're going through a tough time that you can post. I mean, it can just be anything just so that people don't forget about you. But also you don't have to make it a big thing, but also you do want them to know that it is an issue and everyone's going through it.
So how that content has to be also true to the reality. I see a lot of content creator who also share their downfall, their bad time, as well as the good time. Do you advise that as well, to be truthful?
I think it's all about the type of content that you do. I mean, I don't share a lot of my private life because I did that once. I literally streamed my life for 6 months straight, 24/7. I had no shower. No, it was all very appropriate. But it changes your brain chemistry.
Okay.
I vlogged daily for maybe 5 years, and it makes you start doing things for the camera and not for yourself. And so I think when you start kind of feeling negative feelings about kind of doing this job, and I know this is something that I love, it's when I go back to the drawing board. I'm like, okay, why am I doing this? Because I love it. I love my audience. I love making people happy. And I'll go back and be like, what are my 3 favorite things that I love right now? And I start making videos about those 3 things. And then I'm like, oh, I also like this, this, and that. And then I shape my content around that. So it's really just being true to yourself and creating that content, because the audience will know if you're not happy.
Okay, Orkun, behind every big creator is an invisible team. So is the creator economy creating real job? Because I know it's not only you, there's huge, amazing, elegant, smart team that are behind you and supporting you. So is it a team for you, or outsourcing is better?
I have an internal team just for my YouTube channel, a team of 15. We used to have bigger teams, but right now, with the help of the AI, we are trying to build a smaller team in order for us to be in focus and to be on the same page. But we have our sub-AI agents that does everything for the people. So we are a team of 15, but we work like 100. And the turnover for us is really huge. It's because I think you guys agree, we are trying to achieve something impossible here by publishing a good quality video every week, maybe twice a week, comparing to the TV companies or other production companies, the TV series and everything. We are trying to do this in a rather small team, and it is impossible. We get burnout, we got used to the burnout, but our team, it might not be the same for them. So people change in my team a lot.
Because I feel you are creating, the content creator, a new model of employment for yourself and for those people who are creators as well. They are genius in their own fields. Justine, how is this as well for your team? Is it an outsourcing or yours, and how they are supporting you and supporting them as well?
So I still edit half of my videos. Which, anytime I talk to creators, they're like, will you please just get a full-time editor? Which I do have a full-time editor, and I also have someone who helps me shoot. But it's like, for me, my real love came from editing. And I love being able to take a bunch of raw footage and turn that into something. And so, I mean, I do have a very small team. And because I know myself, I don't want to grow this into something that is absolutely huge and out of my control. Because I want to be able to just still enjoy it, have it be something that is so fun, and have a super small team that I've been working with probably for the last 8 to 10 years. So my turnover is very low. I've been working with the same people, and I have a manager, an agent, lawyer, and those types of things. They take care of most of the business. But as far as creative, I mean, there'll be days where I shoot a whole video, edit it right there, and then I post it. And it's just so fun to be able to know that we have that power.
Yeah, Erika? Same thing, because it's like an homage for your teams as well. I feel it's not only one person, it's a whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not good at editing. Justine had to show me how to use my iPhone a few minutes ago. That just shows you where I'm at. I'm lucky to have a really good team that does a lot of the work for me. But one of the things I realize is if I'm too out of the process, I lose the creativity and I lose the feeling of like I'm actually having an impact. So there have been times where I've outsourced too much and then times where I really need to take back more control to feel in touch with my community. So I ebb and flow.
Yes, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's so cool because like all three of us have such different processes.
Yes.
And it goes across the line for all creators. So it's like if someone's doing something and they're like, oh well, I have to do it like Erika's or I have to do it like Justine. Do what works for you. Like there's no playbook for this really. Like we're just figuring this out.
Orkun, things retail changed, and retail now they let you not channel the product, being the marketplace and themselves. That let go from the companies, from the brands, was it easy? Did they shift very quickly? Or there's resistance between the companies, the brands,
Yes.
the retail companies, and between this content creator?
The gap used to be huge.
Yeah.
You guys probably remember when we first made our brand deals, they thought we are like TV. And they gave the whole script to you and they wanted you to read it, or if they have a brand advertorial or something, they wanted you to put it inside your video.
Really?
Totally skipping the creative process, which we are good on. Right now, it's like the opposite. They came with a brand brief, and they don't want to make us do something we don't normally do.
Yeah.
We just have our different concepts, and they choose the concept they want to get into and gave us the brief. Then we write the creatives for them so they can be the part of our video, and we have like really good key metrics that we measure this from. The engagement is really important, the watch time ratio is really important, and we always check the brand deal segment is skipped or not. You want to do it so genuinely that no one wants to skip it, and it's unskippable. So if you say a word, then continue doing your content and say the second sentence, it becomes unskippable. But if you just tell about the brand, you do the integration, they mostly like to skip. So we want to keep that creativity.
Justine, you have a lot of brands, tech brands, they come to you. When did they stop forcing you and giving you scripts because they find it makes more money for them?
Well, it's interesting because now I send them the script. So, especially with tech stuff, because there's so much detail.
Yeah.
And you mess one small speck up, like your whole video is ruined. So I like to send them like, here's the script. This is everything that we're going to say. Please approve, just so we can avoid any reshoots. And it usually works out really well. And I guess I'm a little bit different too because I do a lot of tech reviews. So the thing that I don't like to do when a brand comes to me with a review is I don't like calling it a review because that's something that I reserve for something that's not paid. So instead of calling it a review, we like to call them showcases. So like I'm showcasing this product, I'm not reviewing it because then it feels like it's a paid review. So instead it's more like a paid showcase. And so here's the product, here's what it does, how it works, and everything cool about it.
So they change very quickly as well because they see the good side of this. They don't force you in doing anything, and you find a middle way to work. Erika taught me. Did you teach them something? The brands.
I mean, there are definitely brands where they trust the creator to be the most creative, but then there are still antiquated brands that still want to give you the talking points, still want to make it sound like a script. So I think it's a balance. For me, the easiest way to go is just always find brands where I'm actually using their products, and a lot of times I'm the one reaching out to them. For example, for eSIMs, I'm using Arilo. So I'm like, Arilo, it would make sense for me to partner with you. And so a lot of the relationships come that way for me of actual brands that I'm using. I just reach out to them.
Orkun, you are the product, you are the marketeer, and you are the store. Who protect the consumer?
Come again?
Who protect the consumer?
Who protects the consumer? We do.
You do.
Yeah, we have to protect the consumer. Like, imagine the rise of crypto. We had like tens of thousands of different companies who's trying to work with creators, but it was really impossible for us to determine if that startup or company is a scam or not. So we decided not to work with 99% of them, to just to protect our audience.
Justine, because you are a trusted creator, has that made commerce more honest or just moved to persuasion to a personality? If that personality or that persona I trust, though whatever they bring, I can trust even it's not a good product.
I mean, I've definitely have watched some friends' videos, and I purchased something and I bought it. I was very sad, so I was like, I can never do this to someone. So just kind of after being in that situation, this happened like the last couple of years too, and I was like, oh my gosh, I got tricked. And so that for me was like, I have to be extra careful because, you know, this is a product that was a very expensive camera that I purchased.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine having someone, you know, saving their life savings to make this purchase, and then it's something that is faulty. So, you know, I think it really is our job to protect them, and, you know, I think that's just something that we should carry forward.
Erika, I will now go to the lawyer. You had a lot of people recover from scams and recover their money. What should a creator as influence carry this same accountability? Some accountability as a regulated institution. Should we have laws to prevent those scams from some content creators? So legislation in somehow.
Well, so in the U.S. there is, you know, the FTC, and there are some regulations to protect consumers. But I think one of the things that is very important is for the consumer to be educated as well. Justine was talking about UGC. Like, it's very hard to tell these days who is a real content creator, who is AI, who is just being paid to say it and not disclosing properly. So the consumer also needs to be educated and be aligned with who they trust. Like, the reason they trust us is because they've seen us for so many years, they've seen our videos. So take advice from someone you trust. Don't take it from a UGC creator who's getting paid by the brand. So I think it's on both the creators and the consumers to protect themselves.
But you balance it right away to the consumer, not the content creator. So I will ask it again, and I ask the lawyer, Erika, should be a legislation, existing legislation created to protect the consumer from those content creators who doesn't have any boundaries and can scam people.
But that's the problem, is there is legislation. So there is, like in the US, you have to disclose a paid ad, you have to disclose these things, but the content creators who are going to scam you are never going to disclose. So I'm saying that even though the legislation and the framework does exist, it will never work perfectly. So it's on both creators like us to educate, but also on the consumer to educate themselves and be wary of who they trust.
I want to end with all of you. What is the future? You did 20 years, you have billions of followers and views combined. So where do you see this going in the future, Orkun?
It's a hard question. So our job is to be sustainable, but it's not really easy to maintain this for another 20 years. I don't know what you think, but I'm gonna, like in 5 years, I'm gonna start doing less content, but more quality content. Right now, I'm doing quantity over quality, but I plan to switch to quality over quantity.
Justine?
I mean, I think I've never one to plan because I just kind of go with it and I see what happens. And I really do love what's happening in the AI space, even though people are afraid of AI replacing us. I'm like, well, if it does, I want to be the first one there to have it replace me.
Yes.
So I think, you know, being open to exploring these new avenues and not being afraid, because I think one of the big things about people being afraid of AI replacing you or taking your job is not embracing it, because the people that are losing their jobs to AI are just the ones that are learning how to use it and use it to their advantage.
Erika?
I plan to be around for a long time. I really started this because I wanted to have an impact. I wanted to financially empower people. But I'm not naive to think that, you know, algorithms are changing, platforms are changing. So if I want to continue to impact people, I need to be shifting as well. And I can't be the dinosaur who like thinks the same thing works. So I'm open to always changing, because ultimately I just want to impact as many people as I can.
Erika, Justine, Orkun, thank you so much.
Thank
you. Very insightful session. You gave me hope. I can make a little bit more followers in the future with all the lesson I took them today. Thank you so much. Thank you for your presence. Thank you.